live. Make sure that's working. So we got Edward Brown in, Tiara Smith, Sherry. I'm happy you got in. Encardo and Sharda. Is it Sharda or Sharda? Shar. And Chad Justine is coming in. So I have like 6. Okay, so YouTube Live is working. That's good. All right, so let's get started, guys. I've just been so excited since like 4 o'clock. Oh, you know what? That's a really good idea. Thanks, D'Angela. Let me know. Put in the chat too. What do you do now? Like, how are you guys get money for Christmas? Who has kids? Do you have pets you gotta buy gifts for? Let me know. I worked in customer service for a long time too, and this is a very high customer service job. Let's see. And Jamal says he's going to be testing soon, so I think that's pretty cool too. All right, so let me pull my screen back up and let's get started. Now, you guys can see my screen, right? It says evidence claims adjusters are making a year's salary in 4 months or less. Let me know, let me know. You can see my screen. D'Angela is a bus operator. Chad is in life insurance. Camila, you're in aerospace claims? Okay, that's new. But I try to tell people you can do claims in everything. Claims, listen, real estate is the king of the jungle, but the insurance is like the sun. It touches everything. I don't know if you guys saw my video about farm adjusting and crop adjusting. If that's what interests you, that's what you got to go for. So you got lots of things. So just make sure you guys, just one more time, you can see my screen, right? Yes? Okay, cool, 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 cool. I'm excited. Let's get started, guys. And don't forget, pop up any questions that you guys have into the YouTube chat. And so I'm gonna start my slides here. So evidence claims adjusters are making a year's salary in just 4 months or less, and how you can ethically start adjusting in 60 days or less with no experience. The Mola just came on too. Now listen, here's the thing that a lot of people don't tell you. And I was talking to what's his name? Who was I talking to? His name is John. I know it sounds generic, but no, literally his name is Jon John. And he wants to become an adjuster, but he doesn't want to give up his job. Okay. So that's my first piece of advice. When you're becoming an adjuster, make it so you don't have to quit your job. I talked to William. He has a very great corporate job. He's making nearly $100,000 a year, but he wants to transition into it. So number one, don't quit your day job. Also, too, claims adjusting is a career, not a job. It's a career, not a job. You will invest in yourself like it's a small business. Do I have any business owners here? Maybe you are in real estate. Maybe you cook. Maybe you do cupcakes or bakery goods and stuff like that. It's an investment into yourself. We all know you got to get testing. We all know you got to get certifications, licensing, bonds, fingerprinting. And it's multiple small amounts over a different length of time. So it's not like going back to college where they want you to drop 10 G's a quarter. No, it's a little bit different. You'll make small amounts over different lengths of time. Okay, guys, how cool is that? You don't have to do it all at once. Now, at first, when I wanted to do a claims adjusting, all I wanted to do was get back on my feet, guys. I had just actually, the reason how I came into claims adjusting is because one of my colleagues, when I worked at Google, she went into it. And I'm like, wait, what's she doing that would be better than what we're doing now? So that's what kind of got me interested in that. So, you can make 6 figures. Yes, you can make $10,000 a month or more doing this job. I know people who have made $300,000 this year. I know a guy that we're going to interview for my YouTube channel. He lives here in Lawrenceville. He teaches the rope and harness class. and he is working a $30 million claim in Alabama. $30 million. I didn't even ask him yet how much he's going to make on that because I'm saving it for that video. And yes, many people make $1,000 a day. A lot of trainers at Renfro, Pilot, those that have experience, they easily do $1,000 a day. Like that's on the low end, okay? Especially during the cat. And you guys, 2020 was a major year. One thing about adjusting is you want to have a sense of urgency, right, guys? You want to, that's the good part. As soon as you get in, you want to be able to go, but you can't wait. Like if you don't have your test scheduled yet, you're going to schedule your test today. Okay, so right now I'm currently tracking to make $323,445 in 2020. It's not, and I've only started this career back in Hurricane Harvey. It wasn't that long ago, guys. So you guys, and this is just from claims, right? So you don't have to wait a long time, but it's not going to be overnight. I did not make this my first year. Did not, okay? So here's my goal, guys. If you are licensed, if you're unlicensed, if you need to pass the exam, if you want to avoid unnecessary hurdles, I want you to stay into the end. We have a call. So most of you have had calls with me, but I'm doing it a little bit differently. That's why I'm shutting down the open office. It's just, I took like 40 hours. I think it was like 2 weeks of like work time, like 40 hours. I think it was 77 hours of calls this year. So it's just impossible. That's 2 weeks of vacation, right? I just can't do them all anymore. But for you guys staying tuned today, I'll be sure to wrap up with you and get a free phone call. So a little bit about me. Again, this is me training, learning how to be an adjuster. My trainer out there taking pictures of me. I don't know if you guys ever have trainers taking the pictures of your like backside. I don't know if it's because I'm female and he was doing that, but he's married, and I just appreciate, you know, people being able to see my progress. You can see me up there. I didn't realize how sweaty it gets up on the roof in the summertime. You can see sweat on my lip. It's horrible being on the roof kind of when it's hot, 100+ degrees. But you know, one thing I realized is when I was getting into this industry, there was no help, none whatsoever. And I was reaching out, calling, asking people like, how do I get started? Oh yeah, you could get started, but how much experience do you have? And they're like, well, you need experience to get experience. Guys, do you have that? Type in the chat right now. And if you've ever heard like, hey, you need a year of experience, 2 years of experience, you need 3 years, 5 years of experience to get started. I mean, who's heard that? Let's see, let me check the chat. John said, I think this is John. Jon said yes. D'Angela says all the time. Eric says why. Come on now, don't be lazy. Type in that ES. Oh, D'Angela bakes and cooks soul food. Kendrick Soul Food Kitchen. SP does transplant financial coordinator, and John is a receptionist. So I guess you type all day, John. So you like just why. Yeah, and nearly all postings too, right? You see that you have to have experience, guys. I'm gonna show you how to get past that, okay? Who wants to know how to get past that? Who wants to know how to get past that? So I do see a couple of hands raised, and again, I'm gonna have some time to get to you guys. So I see some me's. Like I said, I used to work at Google right before I became an adjuster. That was the job I did. I'm the one that made it eligible for like you to be able to actually get to like locations, foods, and places. I didn't drive the little cars around, but I had like a real kind of more serious job over there at the Goog. So, you know, one thing that was going though with me was I just kind of felt like, you know, claims adjusting was this big secret. Are you like me? Did you not even know what a claims adjuster was before you found out about the career? I had insurance. I mean, I've been driving since I was 16. I had insurance. I never had an accident, and I never owned a home, and my parents never had an incident in their house. I don't even remember my parents really getting into car accidents and talking about claims adjusters and things like that. I literally I'm 30 years old, people. I had no idea what a claims adjuster was or even how insurance worked when I first got started. Is it just me, or like I was like, wait, what is adjusting anyway? Right. So I felt like it was a big secret. So if you've never known about adjusting, I just want to make sure you do understand, like, claims adjusters don't just hop on roofs, check out, what the damage is. We actually do a lot more than that. Policy coverage reviews is really super important. That's what begins all coverage. Is what determines what you pay for. Incidences happen all the time. Who could predict we went through A through Z on the hurricane name list? Who remembers Zeta? There was a Ida out there. There was there was like 3 or 4 hurricanes that hit through the Gulf Coast. Now we're having nor'easterns up in the northeast where they're getting 40 to 50 inches of snow overnight. Camila said insurance is the only job she's had for 22 years. That's amazing. So people might need to network with Camila. You're the one that does the aerospace claims, right? So that's pretty cool. And that's the best part about claims adjusting, is that you can do it for sports. They had claims adjusters due to a hole-in-one competition that had $1 million prize on the line, guys. The golfer hit the hole-in-one, and that company went to the insurance company to pay that off. Now, let me ask you guys, do you think that the insurance company paid that claim or not paid that claim? Okay, while you guys answer that, you can do adjusting for yachts. You can do adjusting for grocery stores, hair shops. If you do baked goods, you need insurance. You may have completed operations, things of that nature. So come on, guys, tell me, you think that insurance company paid for the golf hole-in-one contest? Again, it was $1 million on the line. If you hit a hole-in-one, you win $1 million, and somebody did that. They got the hole-in-one. The event company said, okay, that's fine. We have insurance. The insurance is going to cover it, because otherwise it would be a huge loss to us. Okay, I'm getting some answers. Some people are saying, no, I don't think so. Let me tell you guys, it's actually so they should have paid it, right? I'll break it down. They should have paid it. Why did they not pay it? Because the person who teed off was like 3 feet away from the actual where they should have been when they actually put the golf ball on the field, right? So they were 3 feet too close. So it wasn't the distance that company actually insured for. So they lost that policy due to like a bad measurement error. It's that's how insurance works, though. It's kind of a gimme gotcha. But the best part about insurance, it is life-changing money. Again, people go from making maybe let's say Waffle House. Oh, I had Maribel worked at Waffle House for like 12 years, and she started working as an adjuster this year thanks to the resume that I wrote for her. How many people would want to do that? Go from making the wage that you're making now to making $37 to $42 an hour. It's truly life-changing money. You can get out of debt, you can pay back all your expenses that you owe, and then you can just change your life. I lived at home when I first started. I was living between my mom's house, my dad's house. I was traveling back and forth from Chicago to try to get work. It's truly life-changing money. You're able to get yourself a nice car. People get their cars delivered at the State Farm office, pay cash for it. They sign their paperwork during their lunch break. They're buying bags, they're buying shoes, you buying watches. I mean, is that life-changing money to you? John said, yeah, I need that kind of change. Exactly. That's how I felt, because life was crushing me. You guys, I mean, I went from, I believe, how many people went to college and believed that college dream, like, you know, you'll go to college, you'll get a quote unquote good job, and then you come out of college, you got $500 in student loan notes a month, you know, like they want it back monthly. And then also too, you have to pay your rent, then you're paying bills. You see your friends want to go to the Bahamas, you want to go overseas, and then you're like, dang, I got to put it on my credit card and then pay that off. It's only $1,100 to go to Europe. That's what happened to me, guys. I went to London, I came back, I said, I can't afford this twice. This job thing sucks. This is whack. I don't want to be working here. So, you know, it's just like, I quit. I was like, this $50,000 a year job right out of college is not that great. It's not enough money. I thought signing, $50,000. Oh man, that's a lot of money. Yeah, I was buying shoes and things like that, but truly I was broke. Because I definitely wasn't paying my school loans. No, I was like, well, they can kind of get them when they die, right? I mean, how many people were just hoping that, you know, they'll just cancel your student loans once you die? Or how many people are really waiting for Joe Biden and Miss Harris to go ahead and just, you know, cancel student loans, right? I mean, I'm holding out. I haven't paid student loans all year, right? No, I paid it, but you know, I'm paying the minimum, right? I'm paying the minimum. But if you're paying the minimum right now, you're paying the minimum. So right. So listen, D'Angela. So I always made more money than my friends in college. So I dropped out. A lot of people do that. Like, wait a minute, I could be on my own. But you know, you look at life and then you kind of get, you know, you make one bad move and you try to do the internet marketing thing. Oh, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur. But you know, you have a hard time finding clients or trying to figure that out. And like, I just felt like, man, I was just being laughed at because I had no idea like what to do next after I left that job. I was just doing what I did in college. I was planning events. I had the Roots out, Common out, Kanye West. We had One Republic out. We had comedians, speakers, movie premieres. I was doing a lot of event planning in Chicago, triathlons. But at the end of the day, like I was living with 3 to 4 other people. In Chicago, you don't really need a car, but I didn't have the right bike that I wanted. You know, I'm getting used bikes. I can't afford a new bike. So, I mean, I ended up just kind of like lost, confused, not knowing what to do. And you don't want to go back to your parents because you know what they were going to recommend? Oh, go get your master's. So I did that. Well, guess what? I was even in a worse employment position because now they don't want to pay you the master salary, right? Like, oh, well, you're going to want $20,000 extra when I could go get a new kid from up the street at such and such community college and pay them $12, $10, $15 an hour. But guess what? They still want 3 years of experience for those jobs, right, guys? And the way education and the job system, it's like they're disconnected. You guys ever buy like hot dogs, right? And it's like 10 hot dogs, but 8 buns. That's how I feel like education and the job system is now. Like, how come you can't just match up like all these lies that you told us? You know, it's just not true. Education is not totally the way. So when I learned about claims adjusting, I learned that insurance was helpful. The first thing I learned about insurance was, man, if my parents had a fire, if my dad's business burnt up, there's actually some people out there that can help him. So like, that is what drives me, guys. That's why I show you. I mean, who's seen me on the roof doing videos, right? How many people think like, she's crazy, that's dangerous, like I want to do it anyway? Right? Like, you want to come up on the roof. Yes, you know, you want to come up on the roof and you know, watch me video you. But if you notice, guys, I never do videos when on a super steep pitch. If you follow me on IG, I was like on the ground the other day. The guy had the rope and stuff like that. I try to be smart, but I am a little bit crazy. So here's what happened. You know, I really just kind of put together books and articles and blogs, and I just wrote down every single thing that I was going through, everything that I experienced. I put it on video. That's why you see my beginning videos are all about how to pass your exam, because that's what I was going through. I failed my test the first time, and I don't like Adjusters Pro because of it. I don't think it's a good program. But guys, if you need a course, I'll show you how to pass. And then I went through Crawford, I went through the Best IRS, Eberl, the former Worley, which is now an Alacrity, Pilot, Renfro, CNC, and every session that I did, I just wrote it down. I recorded as much as I could, although Pilot hates when you record. Like, they walk around like, are you recording? And I'm like, oh no, I'm not recording. That's just for, you know, I would do that. Eberl, I never got out to Denver or Texas, but I did, do the background check. And Worley, sometimes they do the orientation. So I learned about each and every single step that each and every single company needed, guys. Who wants that guidance, right? Who feels lost, like trying to become a claims adjuster? Like, oh my gosh, it's so much hard work. Why didn't I make money this year? It's almost incredible if you didn't make money this year as a claims adjuster, because we had so many storms. So let's see what's next on here. So listen, for me, I've done a lot of things right. But there's some things that, I may not have done right too. I did a lot of things wrong. I learned the hard way. Number one, I didn't know what claims adjusting is. Number two, I failed the test. Okay, so you have these courses out there that you could go take. Your Xactimate. A lot of people say, oh, go get the level 1 Xactimate certification. I never recommend it. I know a lot of adjusters who don't have it, right? So I don't recommend it. Although I am going to show you guys how to get level 1 prep certification on February. Write these dates down, guys. February 11th. We're doing Xactimate level 1 training and Xactimate level 2 preparation. Okay, so you guys can get those certifications. Level 1 and level 2. These are put in by Vertadesk. So I partner with them just for you guys, so you guys can have like the best teachers. When you do it on your own, it sucks. The numbers never come out right. It's actually kind of hard. I tried to take it. I know adjusters with more experience than me, everybody has a hard time with it. Licensing. How many people have a license right now? Let me see. I saw a couple people say they have, I want to know if you have your adjuster's license, not the PNC license. When I first became an adjuster, I bought the wrong licenses. I bought so many PNC licenses. I know so many people who take the PNC course. Then I think I talked to Brent earlier today. He was like, oh, I took the PNC course. Then I went back to try to take the adjuster course and I couldn't pass it. The adjuster course does have a little bit more math. Then you got to do the fingerprint and background check. That's complicated in itself, because you got to go to the site, you got to pay there, then you got to find the location. My closest location, guys, was in Chattanooga from Atlanta. That's what I thought. I didn't know. I didn't have to go all the way to Chattanooga. So, I want to be able to show you guys how not to do it the hard way. Practice questions and prep test material. When I talk to people who are getting ready to prepare, the number one thing they think they want to know is, okay, what should I study the best? But the best thing to do is to do practice questions, but nobody told me. What else do you have to do becoming an adjuster? You guys are so lucky now. COVID hit, the pandemic hit, no more travel, right? So now they're doing everything virtually, but back when I got started, you had to drive to Dallas. You had to drive to, where is Alacrity, guys? I know it's in Louisiana, but I can't think of the city off the top of my head. But I had to drive to Mobile and then turn around and drive back to Mobile and then turn around and drive back to Birmingham weekend after weekend after weekend, chasing. Some people came from Orlando that have to come to Atlanta to do courses. So luckily I was only like 40 minutes away from the training, but These are the things that you have to pay for. Lodging. Thank God for those Google job, because I had, you know, the discounts for the hotels, but you know, people will pay $100 a night for a hotel just for training, and you don't get paid for any of these trainings that you go through. So lodging cost me $800. February 11th, John, is the Xactimate training, February 11th. So you go, you get your certification. State Farm has them. Liberty Mutual has certification. USAA has certifications. Did you know you should get a water restoration certification? What about fire, mold, lead? I mean, there's a lot of certifications out there, but you definitely want to have the ones that employers are going to look for, the ones that show you have experience, the ones that show you. I mean, do you guys know a difference between water that comes out the toilet tank versus the water that comes from the toilet bowl? That could be a whole difference in how a claim is paid, because you may have to remove the carpet, you may not. It just depends, okay? So I'm going to teach you guys this type of stuff. I do this training in Xactimate. How many people know Xactimate costs $321? Who has Xactimate here? Just type in the chat real quick. Who has Xactimate? Anybody have Xactimate or your certifications and stuff like that? And I'm going to get to the actual salaries. I'm just showing you guys, you know, what it costs, because the salaries make it all worth it. The salaries make it all worth it. So type in the chat for a second. Let me hear from you guys. I'm getting energy from you guys. So, you know, make sure you stay engaged. I want to make sure you guys are out there. Anybody have the level 1 or level 2 certifications? I definitely want to know about that if you have it. Type it in the chat. Type it in the chat. Let me take a good sip of water. So that's the hard way. So my upfront cost to get started, guys, was close to like $7,000. $7,000 to get started in this industry. But I'm gonna show you guys how to not do that, because you're not going to make the mistakes that I did. All right, you're not going to make the same mistakes. So you get to cheat, you guys get to get it the easy way. Isn't that awesome? So here's the 3 secrets that you guys are going to learn today. Secret 1, how one veteran made $135,000 in just 4 months, and how you can too. Okay. Secret 2, how new adjusters get work with no experience while still working full-time or part-time, whichever one you're doing. And then what companies are paying new adjusters, okay? Because you want to be able to know not to take a job for $20 an hour, right? All right, so secret 1, this veteran, and I've talked about this before, but I mean, it's still so great, because not only this veteran, but Chris is a senior in California. He made $50,000. He's one of my students too now. He made $50,000 this year in 4 months, working claims in Pennsylvania and California. And that's a license I want you guys to get. California or New York. Got to get those licenses, but you do have to study for them, okay? So here's the thing. If you want to achieve success, all you need to do is find those who modeled, and then they have the success that you want, right? And then you'll be able to succeed like that. So let's take a look. When no one was talking about, why no one was talking about claims adjusting, mainly because I think people were keeping it to themselves. I think most of you, from what I hear, like you only hear about adjusting from current people who are adjusters, or like a friend told you. It's not something you hear in college. It's not something that's spoke about a lot. So there's 2 types of claims adjusting. People always ask me that. It's public and independent. You do not have to choose which one you are going to be. Again, guys, you do not have to choose. Most states do let you be public and independent adjusters, but some states don't. Kentucky is one of those states that don't, and Florida does not either. So here's this book by Guy Grand. He owns the Veteran Adjusting School. It's an $18,000 program. So if you guys got $18,000, he will show you how to be an adjuster too. He is a special ops of adjuster training. He was a production coordinator in the music industry. He said basically 90% of this job, like I said earlier, is customer service. Okay. He spent, look guys, he spent like, oops. Okay, so he spent like $250 on this his exam. He paid $500 to do some Xactimate training, $600 paying ticket. He did another class for $1,500. He spent well over $12,000 just to become an adjuster. I didn't spend that much, but he spent 12. But eventually he got to where he was working. He worked 440 claims between August and December. Due to 4 hurricanes who hit Florida. Now, how many people would like to work 444 claims in Florida for 4 months, and then you come back grossing over $135,000? Now, these are his words. And then guess what he does? This is what you do. This is why I do what I do. Because he was flourishing, he took his godson, Ryan, who was only 18 years old at the time, didn't want to go to college, and he shadowed him, and after 2 years, he was making $90,000. Who wants to do that? Let me see in the chat, guys. Who would like to be like Ryan, make a good $90,000 your first year after doing adjusting? Who's that? Raise your hand. Put that in the chat. Okay, I got me, yes. Me, exclamation point. Yes. All right. Me too, right? So you know, it's just time. I'm not sure why I put that time, but so here's the ease of entry. Wait a second. Let's see. So here's Joseph. Joseph did $88,000 working part-time, and I think he did it in just like a month or so. So let's just hear from Joseph just for a quick second. Oh shoot, I'm not oh, there you go. Oh, you can't hear him? Hold on, let me see. Let me see what to do here. All right, hold on, guys. Bear with me as I try to figure out this sound. No video in the video, no sound in the video is lagging. Okay, gotcha. All right, so basically what Joseph is saying is that he worked part-time last year, and he worked for his first month when he started, he did the 8,000. So what he's saying, he wanted to redo that. That video was shot this January at the beginning of 2020. And so what he was essentially saying is that he wanted to 10x that number so he could do 80,000 a month essentially, doing claims adjusting. But he said double first, and then he was saying, you know, I just want to do more. And what the main thing though that I wanted to point out is that Joseph was working part-time. He specifically said in the video, I don't want to have to quit my full-time job to be able to transition. So, you know, because adjusting does rely on storm events, it relies on damage to take place. You know, we want to be able to have it be consistent work, not just like one-offs, right? So here's the ease of entry. I mean, you can work from home. So many people work from home this year. So many new adjusters work from home, like literally rolled out of bed and worked at the computer all day. I get to work from home, but I still go out and do inspections. So we had a lot of desk adjusters working from home. Family inclusion, who has kids? If you have kids that can do computer work, let them do your estimates. Let them do your Xactimate writing. Show your family how to do it. I hear companies, nonprofits, I see pay like $250, sometimes even $350 per Xactimate estimate. excuse me, sometimes I pay a guy $50 an hour to write my estimates. And sometimes my estimates for a full fire rebuild that I'm working on right now from that Lawrenceville fire that I showed you guys, I paid him 10 hours. He got $500. I don't think it took him 10 hours to write that either. I mean, I really don't. So it's a really stable industry. Insurance isn't going anywhere. Lawyers rely on it. So as long as lawyers have those commercials where they're talking about one call, that's all, or the for the peoples, things like that, this industry, they rely on the insurance industry. That's where they make their millions. So, you can work in a corporate environment or you can work, independently. It's really up to you. If you like having that team environment, you can do that. There's plenty of advancement. Guys, hear this. If you don't hear anything else, I tell you, hear this. The insurance, the claims adjuster, property, and auto is at the bottom of the totem pole. When it comes to salary, you're at the bottom. I know it's great money, but it's at the bottom. There's so much more you can do. You can work as a contractor, 1099. You can make your own hours. You work locally, continuous learning, great pay, no selling involved. I love it, right? So who does this work for? Career changers, people who love helping people, people who don't want to work the 9 to 5. If you can read, if you can learn, you can be a claims adjuster, okay? That's the number one thing about claims adjusting. You got to stay up on your continuous learning. Things change every year, especially for the flood policy. It's a 300-page document. You should know it. New grads it works for. So where do I find good training and how do I know how much money I can be making without experience? Okay. So step one, yes, you can get Xactimate. What did I just say? The guy, I paid $50 an hour. He says, oh, I'll keep it under 10 hours, yada, yada, yada. It's like, dude, you have the macros. All you need is my measurements. It takes him probably like 15 minutes to write some of his estimates, okay? So it's the software that everybody uses. Some companies use something different. If you've seen Xactimate, you know exactly what this is. It's not really, really hard. The best part about it, the thing about Xactimate is really getting construction knowledge, and I can show you that. So you learn how to create estimates, you learn how to talk to your insureds, you learn how to read scopes, and then after that, you go up on the roof. I mean, it's really not hard, guys, to really figure it out. You can maybe have to take measurements of that roof, have to take measurements of that chimney, understand what flashing is, that hardy board that's right there, what type of doors that the windows are next to it. You have lamp posts in front of the door. So like you have to have a real good eye. Okay, so where do you find training and earn while still working with no experience, right? So I told you guys about Chris who worked in California. You have to get your own license for that. You also have to get your own license for New York. Right now would be a good time to get the New York license. They just got hit with so much snow, and I just saw a video on TikTok today, guys, where there was a stop on the highway, and then that first car hit another car. The second car dodged out the way. Then the semi came, tried to turn. He couldn't. He hit like 6 cars, and then 6 cars ran into him, right? How many adjusters just went to work right there? How many did I just say? Like 12? Okay, so you learn Xactimate, and then you build up experience. When things get cold too, guys, pipes freeze. So you want this New York license. You want this New York license. You want the New York license, okay? Who's going to go get their New York license? I need to know so I can work with you in getting that. So what we used to have to do, so you have to go through your course on your own. Okay, good, D'Angela. Okay, good. You have to study on your own. You have to find out licensing on your own, find out hiring companies. I have over 200 companies, guys, you've never even heard of that are hiring adjusters. Did you know Home Depot hired claims adjusters? Huh? And just for Windows. Just imagine how many products that they have, right? Companies like transportation companies, they hire claims adjusters. What's another company that you guys will be real shocked that hire? This shoe company called StockX. They buy and sell. It's like a stock exchange for shoes. they hire claims adjuster. Healthcare, yes, they hire claims adjusters. You can work workers' comp. I heard Blue Cross Blue Shield doesn't pay like they should though, but you have Humana, you have MetLife. Yeah, I think that's MetLife. They all, hire claims adjusters. Okay, so yeah, let's take a question real quick. Camila has her hands up. Let me see. I'm gonna unmute you and let's see what question she has. That way I could get some water. You guys are probably tired of hearing my voice for a second. Hold on real quick. Well, I don't know if it'll work. If you're able to unmute, you can, but I don't know if it, this is my like first time kind of. Let me see one more time if this will unmute. I don't want to accidentally unmute everybody and then we hear like dogs barking in the background. Okay, cool. Camille, you might have to type out your question. I'm not sure how to unmute you. I'm not sure. You might have to unmute yourself. Mute participants. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, so let me continue on. So you would so what we used to have to do would be you would have to create your own resume. You would have to find work on your own. You don't have to do that anymore. I've done it for you. You will also have to learn how to identify damage on your own. You will have to learn proper photo documentation on your own. Now, if you guys don't have good photo documentations, your team managers will be mad and they will release you from your deployment early. Okay, I hear, and then they put you on State Farm's blacklist and you'll never work for State Farm again. So here's the new way. All right, so with major adjusters, we have courses led by me. We have weekly training now. I don't know if anybody joined in on my Monday morning call, but I'm going to do that on Mondays and Tuesdays. So whether you are studying to pass your exam or you are just needing advice with a resume, we helped Demola with his resume on Monday. And if you just need help with, even like if you're on the deployment, you don't even know how to close your claim using that State Farm system. Guess what I do? I say, okay, let's go on Zoom. Let's go on WhatsApp, FaceTime me. I'll walk you through that. I did that with Darlene multiple times this summer. We build your experience up, okay? So again, Xactimate is a great place to know. I'm not saying you have to be certified to even do this, but you should know Xactimate. You can see that some people $20 an hour here on Upwork. They've earned $800, they've earned $900, they've earned $20,000, guys, just writing Xactimate. And you don't even need a license. Who would want to start making $20,000 right now? Not even licensed, right? So that's Lisa H. That's on Upwork. You guys heard of Upwork, I'm sure, right? Here's people who hire Xactimate writers, restoration companies. Hancock hired Xactimate writers. And look at the pay on these guys. It's not bad. It's really not that bad just for writing some Xactimate writing. You're unlicensed. You can see that one in Baltimore is paying up to $95,000, but they want 7 years of experience. So that's for senior estimators, but you can get there. If you start today with Xactimate, you can get there. And don't forget, February 11th, February 12th, we are doing Xactimate level 1 and 2 prep. They're both going to be 2.5 hours. So you want to take the whole day. We are going to show you how to use Xactimate, right? So how it works, okay? So this is Xactimate. I don't think there's any sound to this. So if you've never seen Xactimate though, this is what it's like. Let me forward this a little bit. I know it might be a little bit choppy, guys, but just bear with it for a little bit, just so you guys can see how easy it is to use Xactimate. And with Xactimate, you get your measurements from doing your scopes, and doing the scope is going out in the field, or your field adjuster will send in their measurements. That's why you need the laser measurer. You need the clipboard. That's why you want to write your lines straight if you're a field adjuster. Some people I see their sketches, they look like straight chicken scratch. I mean, like you can't figure out at all what they're trying to say. So you can label, you drag and drop. I mean, it's really, really simple to use. I was just trying to merge that line up just to match it. And sometimes it's not exact, but that's like, I know it's called Xactimate. It should match up perfectly, but sometimes it doesn't. So I mean, literally, guys, do you guys think you could learn Xactimate, just drag in, drop in? I mean, let me know, because that's what I, ultimately want to be able to show you guys how to work. This will show you have some terrific experience doing Xactimate. Okay, so let me see in the chat, guys. Just chat in there. Just type in there. Just, I mean, if you guys think you could use Xactimate, you can see the you could do a room. The best way to start with Xactimate is really just to do your own house. How many people have tried to measure their own room, their bedroom, their kitchen out, just to see if you can use it? Right, Chad? It doesn't look too crazy, right? It's just, you got to get used to it, just like you got used to any app or any program. So Tiara, she's I'm not sure, she threw up a smiley face with no smile. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on. Let's go to the next. Let's go to my next slide here. All right, so again, Xactimate, you see people, adjusters get busy, guys. Do you ever notice? I asked here this yesterday. I was like, do you guys notice when I don't post a video? Like, I try to post a video every single week. Sometimes I miss weeks. I just get like incredibly, like, there's so much work. You never know what you're going to run into a claim. Like, you'll talk to a customer. Oh yeah, some water ran down the back of my stairway. And then you get over there, you're like, ma'am, this water is not just on the back of your stairway, it's in your basement, it's in the kitchen, it's behind the cabinetry. I gotta move refrigerators now. I don't know if you've seen videos where I've been in crawl spaces. I gotta get dirty now, and I gotta put on a hazmat suit. I gotta watch out for rats. I gotta watch out for roaches. I got to watch out for dogs. I got to step over dog do. I'm watching out for snakes. It wasn't the only time I really, really didn't like being an adjuster is going into that crawl space. And I was there with two guys who were Army vets, and they were doing that little Army crawl. And I was just like, no, I'm not. No, I'm okay. You take the pictures, right? So anyway, Upwork, they're looking for people. Listen, look, this guy, Preston, look, he put his phone number up there, guys. Like, he wants adjusters to come, or excuse me, he wants Xactimate writers. He's paying $250 for that. This other one is paying for Xactimate less than 10 hours. 10 to 30 hours there at the bottom for 6 months. Adjusters get busy. This is like a great way to get experience without experience. That was on Upwork. ZipRecruiter, 29 different jobs for Xactimate writers, $76,000, okay? That you, on average, that people are making doing Xactimate, all right? This is a great way to get experience. All right, so who here thinks Xactimate is pretty sweet? Sharda, why these faces? You guys are killing me. These faces are hilarious, right? So listen, I got yes, right? You guys think Xactimate is awesome, right? No upstart cost. All you have to do is attend some training, learn how to do it, right? So now you know the two essential jobs to become an adjuster. You need Xactimate and you need some training, okay? So 4 reasons why most people like me should know how to earn extra money writing estimates. You can do it from home, okay? Like, these are my little cousins. They see me working. It can be more valuable to your employers. So now you put that on your resume. You can train your friends and families. Like these two are like straight A students. So, you know, I'm showing them what I do. It's one less thing to learn when you get deployed. When you're on the deployment, the best thing you can do is close claims. And if you don't know Xactimate, you're not closing claims. And that's, I looked on Reddit today. Somebody was like, man, I got blackballed, and, you know, they just don't know what to do now. State Farm, you don't want to get blackballed from them. So you want to know how to earn extra money with these skills. I'll show you. Just need basic Xactimate skills. This can be achieved in a weekend. I'm going to do it in a day with you guys. You are going to use our actual estimates and scopes to practice, but you got to have a sense of urgency. Practice does make perfect. You got to do your whole house. I don't care if you have a 3-room apartment, you'll do it. The more you know, the more you earn. Now, Xactimate used to cost $255 a month. They used to cost $255. They raised it by about $70. So I'm going to show you guys how to get Xactimate for free too. Okay. But it's 312. Actually, I'm sorry, it's actually 321 down. It's not even 312 anymore. It's 321. So what companies are paying new adjusters? This is how much you could potentially earn. So step one, you know that adjusters can earn 135,000 in 4 months. They can earn 50,000 in just 3 months. You could do $1,000 a day, right? So, but you're going to be new. So some adjusters were getting paid below what they should have. So here's the thing. No guarantees, because every compensation plan changes every single year. You may work hourly, salary, and fee component based. If you're new, do not ever choose fee or component. Do not do it. It's not going to pay as well as you want it to, except if the hourly wage is below $20. Never take anything below $20. It's going to mess up the whole market for everybody. Only take jobs that are paying at least 30 plus, and really should be 35 plus, right? So here's what the U.S. Insurance industry could potentially spend over the next 5 to 7 years: $1.7 to $8.9 billion just on claims adjustment, appraisers, examiners, and investigators. Appraisal, guys, is a great way to go if you're a claims adjuster too. It pays so great, especially in between deployments. $1,500 for like 2 hours worth of work. You write a small report and then you're done. Okay, if you're out of state appraiser, you add on another $2,000 for your travel, you're good, right? You can see during Hurricane Harvey how much they spent. Billions of dollars are in this industry, and this data is from 2019, so it's just barely over a year old. Okay. And again, this is from Deloitte Center for Government Insights. They are the ones that are predicting that the industry will do 1.7 billion with a B, billion, and to $8.9 billion, guys, just on claims adjuster salary, All right, I'm gonna play this. Hopefully you guys can see this video. You can see what Eberl was paying out. So they kept sending me these alerts: field adjuster deployments in the Midwest, hourly pay is 65% commission. I'm gonna show you guys how that works in just a second. Start date is ASAP. That was August 14th at 1:30. Then August 14th at 2:35, what did they say? They need property adjusters. Now, guys, let me tell you, they always look for field adjusters first. Always look for field adjusters first. And I'm going to show you how to be the best valuable field adjuster before anybody else, so you get these text messages too first. And you can see the pay down here is $37.70 per hour. This was to work that tornado that hit Iowa. They were doing 6 12-hour days with the possibility of moving to 7 12s. And yes, you do get overtime. So you get $37.70 for the first 40 hours. And then you add on another $15 per hour, essentially. So that was August 14th, twice, August 14th. Then you're going to see August 16th. Eberl was deploying for Illinois. They were paying $37.50 an hour. Now, I don't know why they were paying 20 cents less, but they were. But again, that's why you want to be in that first group of people who are deployed. I'm going to show you how to do that. This pay was at 7/12s, and it was going to be for field property. Again, they want field adjusters first. This one is down in Tallahassee, 3 days later. It was so many storms this year. Tallahassee, Florida, 37.50 an hour, 7/12. Let's see, you could begin on August 26th, so it was just like 5 days later. Here's another one in the Atlantic. Start date was going to be on the 25th. Hold on, it's moving too fast for me. Here was this other one in the Gulf Coast, 37.50 an hour, 7/12. The flowing text will keep going out for the State Farm assignments. Like they were needing adjusters so super bad. You see, I finally was like getting tired of them. I was like, okay, just tell me what you guys got. I didn't apply to any of the other messages because I was already working. So, you know, and you can't work 2 assignments at once. So that's why you have to be really careful about taking just the first assignment that comes to you. So Hurricane Laura was at 12/7, 37.50. And guys, this is still on the low end. When you become a field adjuster, you should be making 42. That's why it's like, well, I mean, you guys really haven't interested me that much yet. Should be at $42 an hour. That's why I have here over to the left, 42 plus overtime, make about $80, 80 hours, work 80 hours a week. Okay. So yeah, so that's some of the pay for what we have. Let's take a look at some more salaries. So this is from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, guys. I don't make these things up. Like people are like, man, I know claims adjusting don't pay that much. Like this is from 2019. This is the median pay, which means the people made half the people made more than this and half the people made less than this. But 31.50 is like the median per hour pay. So that's why we don't want to be taking jobs under $20 an hour, right? Not even close. So 65,000 a year is pretty good. You know, it's really nice, but you know, you want the overtime. So most people, you know, they pretty much on average, this is the average salary. How old am I, guys? I'm in between that 25 to 34 range here on the left. Most people my age, women, are making $705 a week. That's it, $705 a week. Where's your age? Where's your age? I don't know why they have, I was like, wait a minute. Why is people 16 years and older making more? But you can see down here, this sucks, right? When you are 55 to 64, you make $812 to $1,102. But then when you get to 65 and older, maybe because people retire, your salary actually drops. Actually, your salary starts to drop after you turn 45. If you really look at it, for women, it does. So it goes from 839 to 836 to 812. So as you get closer to retirement, you make less money, which is strange, but for men, it's a little bit different. So, I mean, what can you do but try to prepare? But, you know, working as a claims rep or working in the field as a claims adjuster, you can expect somewhere between $5,000 to $1,000 per claim, and yes, even $4,500 per claim. I don't know if you guys know Dean. He works at EA Renfro. He told me he made $60,000 off of one claim. That's his top claim, 60 grand off of one claim. All right, so here's how the salary versus the commission works. And remember, I said it was 65% with Eberl, right? So different companies pay different amounts. This company, this was Pilot. They were only paying $55 or 55%. So how it works is, you can see in the example, it says like if you have a total salary of $10,000 during the event, you will earn a commission of 55% of your total billings that exceed $10,000. So essentially, if you make $1,000 over that, you will make $550. But with Eberl, you will make $650. Then other ways you can get paid, guys, you will be paid the guaranteed fixed minimum salary of $686 per hour. This can be kind of nice if you're working component, because as a new adjuster, it's really hard to understand where all the extra little money lies in. Taking a picture of the shed will pay you extra $50. 2-story steep pays more than a 1-story steep. It pays more than a 1-story non-steep. So the $656 is okay. It's not going to cover a lot of your expenses though. So you want to read these things very carefully when you're going to sign up for a deployment. This one is from, I think it's from Renfro. On the left is component fee. So again, so remember I was just talking about the shed, right? So when you go to an inspection, if there's damage there, you see you complete the inspection of a roof components, which include gutters, downspouts, backup of sewer and drain inspections, that pays $140. If there's any personal property involved that you have to do, it will pay up to $250. That's why you asked on the phone, was any personal property damaged or not? Then down below that, it says no roof inspection was done. You only get $110. So that means you just went in for an interior inspection. Maybe they had a pipe burst or something of that nature, okay? $110. Then you have a referral settlement component that will pay an extra $50. The exterior, anything else that's not the roof, pays another $85. So taking a picture of a shed, just taking a picture pays another $85, okay? Framing, if you have to go into the attic, stuff like that, there's another $75. You see this is for State Farm, and every insurer add something different, but you have to split this money with your with the pilots, with the Renfros. That's why you only get 55% because they take 45. Okay, let's look at another one. This is also pilot. Somebody took, and these are all from this year, guys. So let's say if you had a claim, remember I just said Dean had that claim that was $66,000 that's he got paid on. So you could just imagine you only getting 2.76% how large his loss is in Pennsylvania. That's why you want to work Northeasterners, because homes in Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey are very high price. You could get a 2-bedroom apartment in New York for $1 million, right? So you just want to be able to work in New York. You want to be able to work in the Northeast. All right. So if you have the average claim, guys, is like a roofing claim will pay about $5,000. So from, if you guys can see, can you see where it says $46,000.01 to $8,500? You see that? So your fee essentially per claim will be about $520 for this company from Pilot, right? And this could be, I don't know what carrier this is though. They do pay for miles after you hit 100 miles, but usually you want to keep your claims close together. That way you can do more in one day. I just settled the water heater claim in East Point, Georgia. That claim paid me $20,000. So you go into percentages, but the way, I mean, we always get paid on percentage as a public adjuster. So that claim started out at like $250, but I got it up to $20,000. So again, like I mentioned before, that's the average roofing claim is $5,148. I just had a house, whose house was just $10,000? Oh, Miss Edwards' house out in Lawrenceville. It was a 2-story steep. Her claim is worth $10,000, I think like $371. So for that one, like if I was working as an IA, the IA that came out there, she made $575. I'll make that same amount too. And also too, there's just other ways that you can earn money to, being especially on the PA side. All right, now this is Crawford and Company, guys, and let me know if I'm giving you too much information here. You know, I see, yeah, the snakes, the rats, the critters. Yeah, you do get over it for the money, but I was not climbing in that dirt though. So let's see, average roofing claim for this company. This is Crawford and Penn National Insurance. How many people have heard of Penn National Insurance? I never heard of it, right? I know, and I mean, I never heard of Penn National until somebody like sent me this. I was like, oh, okay, Penn National. See, so guys, there's lots of insurance companies. You don't have to only work for State Farm. All right, let's see what we would have made here. As a daily appraisal, I told you there is appraisal fees. This was $395. Your daily standard rate would have been $440. During the catastrophe, your standard rate would have been $515, which was a little less than this one that I just had up here. So $520 versus $515. Those $5 do start to add up. That's a Starbucks coffee. If you have a Cat 3, so like a hurricane was a category 3, then you're getting another $60, okay, for the average roofing claim. Okay, I mean, how many claims could you guys do in a day? The beginners probably do about 3. Probably do about 3 claims a day. The more seasoned adjusters do about 5. If you are looking to partner with somebody like your spouse or business partner, they do about 7 a day. So a little bit more, a little less work. Rope and harness pays $150 to $175. I utilize rope and harness assistance all the time because I mean it is dangerous climbing up on the roof, so they do help you do it safely. Okay, so just comparing the two, which one would you guys prefer? Type in the chat just one letter, A for the one on the left or B for the one on the right. And let's consider this was just the regular one, so just the standard rates there in blue. Would you rather have the one on the left? Put L for left, put R for right. Put L for left, put R for right. And they do have hourly rates for Penn National. $87 an hour for staff adjusters, $117 for general adjusters, dispute resolutions, $117. Regional adjusters, $205 an hour. Ugh, that's crazy, right? So Penn National does seem like it's a pretty good company, or at least Crawford, coming through Crawford. So the left is Pilot, the right is Crawford. All right, again, guys, you know, I just don't make these numbers up. Working at the best IRS, you can see what 2 people were paid about the salary. You see Alacrity was in the 6 figures. That's like almost, that's approaching mid 6 figures, but it's not quite there yet. If you work flood claims, sorry that this is blurry, but if you work flood claims, again, the average, I don't know what the average flood claim, I'm working a flood claim right now, and it's an $8,000 claim. So that, if you look, oh, let me go back. So right here, $8,000, that fee is $970. I'm working the flood claim right in East Point. I didn't even know like Georgia got flooded, but small neighborhoods do have creeks by them. So you can end up with a flood claim as a daily claim. Now, the average flood claim, according to this information off of Bankrate, is $39,000. That's what the average claim pays out. So if you look at the average flood claim and you're working those, $1,640. And the best part about flood claims is usually when it's a flood that high, you're doing like 6 or 7 a day. Even working alone, because it's really nothing but like 3 items that you really pay for in claims. You pay for drywall, you pay for, well, in the basements, you pay for drywall, you do not pay for paint, you pay for like the studs and pretty much nothing else. How often do I get what type of claims, Eric? Because I get a variety of claims. I mean, I get tree falls. I have this flood claim that I got last month. I get a lot of roofing claims, water claims from toilets, showers. I'm trying to think of any. Oh, I got a vehicle claim. Somebody, this lady had her neighbor run into her garage. Let me think, what other types of claims do I get? Let me think. I think that's the majority, and the fire claims too. So majority are going to be weather related or water related. There's another claim that I got a call about yesterday. It's a smoke claim in a townhouse. Smoke claims pay the absolute most, maybe just as good as flood, because you have to, when smoke is in the fabrics and all of that, like, I mean, you can try to clean it, but I mean, it's pretty much damaged after that. Okay. So, I mean, you guys liking these numbers? I hope you guys are liking these numbers that you're hearing. So again, the average flood claim is $39,000. The fee amount is $1,640. 60% goes to the adjuster, 40% goes to the IA firm. So as the actual adjuster, you would make $984. The average property claim at the top, guys, is $10,000. If your fee amount, then you get the fee amount of $970. Adjusters get 60% of that, or 65%, maybe sometimes 55% according to pilot, and then you're getting $582. Okay, so who thinks the pay is awesome? Is that a lot? That was a lot for me to go over. I got to get a quick water break. That was like a lot. That just reminded me of a lot of stuff. I wrote these slides up like at the beginning of the year. And then I added them I added all of those, all of that good stuff as people were sending them to me throughout the summer and towards the end of fall. Okay, so now you know two things. So now you know how much they're paying, and now you know what work is being offered. Okay, so you just got to model what works, learn what they learn about flood claims, get your flood certification, speak the same language, learn the tools, model the customer service, the work ethic. You can get your wins, go to your conferences. You can meet people who work in claims. This guy works at Progressive Homes, and a lot of different companies adjust claims for Progressive too, a lot. So the 3 secrets, how one veteran made $135 in just 4 months, how you carry 2, how new adjusters get work with no experience, guys, still working full-time or part-time, and then what companies are paying new adjusters. I mean, almost all of those examples came from new adjusters. So, wait a minute. Let me go back. So I was supposed to have a picture right there. But anyway, I'm sure most of you guys are feeling like you got a water hose kind of like going into your face. I just went through a lot of information, just a whole bunch of information. So I know a lot of you are asking, okay, like, what do I do now, right? Like, who wants to know? I got to see in the chat, like, okay, so what do I do? How do I get started? What's the first step? Everybody knows January and February are the slowest months for adjusters. So how can I utilize between now and Insurance Careers Month to make sure I'm making that good adjusters money come springtime? Because that's when hail season starts. That's when I was talking to Umar, and don't forget, let me know in the chat, guys. Just type, hey, yes, I want to know what to do next in order to make money next year, 2021, despite whatever pandemic happens or is happening, whatever government shutdown takes place, nothing stops the weather, nothing stops damage, right? So good. Edward Brown, he's saying like, yes, I definitely want to know. Again, guys, Insurance Careers Month is in February. That's why we're doing that Xactimate training in February. We have six weeks exactly between, I planned this out for this date. We have 6 weeks between now and February to get your guys' resume ready, to get you training, to get your certifications done, which will start in January. I'll have you start with water certifications. I'll also have you start, maybe also do your New York license, right? You guys are going to get that. California would be a great license to get that if you already have your your New York license, okay? So I want to work with you guys for a year, okay? What you guys will get is you'll get all the adjuster terminology. I know I went through a lot. Some of it probably sounds foreign to you. I'm going to show you how you can earn while you learn. I'm going to show you who's hiring. That's what the 2 live trainings that I'm going to be doing on Mondays and Tuesdays. I'm going to show you who's hiring now. I have a lot of students who have really taken a lot of trust. They put their trust in me. Their resumes are getting better. The way they apply to jobs are getting better. Some companies want you to do personality tests, like if you want to do a staff position, that happens. So I show you how to beat them, video training, practice simulators to pass your tests. Okay, I'm going to show you how to complete your course. If you're not done, I'm going to show you how to do that in 30 days or less, because we want you ready for Insurance Careers Month. I'm going to show you how to pass on your first attempt. It's not hard. You just got to know what to do. And then I'm going to show you how you can legally start working as a claims adjuster. With me, you'll be able to get rid of any confusion that you have. I see Sade. Okay, because Sade, sorry, your name didn't have the Y in it. And she's asking, do people make good money without traveling or living in coastal states? Yeah, a lot of adjusters work from home this year. And I think they'll continue to do that. Now, here's the truth, guys. Here's the truth. They don't like field adjusters to work from home. Okay, they really don't. So you got to learn how to be able to do that. And I'm going to show you how. Umar, who made $300,000 this year, I was talking to him and he gave me some really good tips. He works for like QBE, MetLife. He works for insurance companies you guys have never even heard of. Okay, so don't worry. You'll be able to get rid of your dead end or low paying jobs that you don't want, jobs that keep you away from your kids. Who doesn't want to spend more time with their kids? Up to a certain point. Everybody always wants their kids to go back to school, but you miss them at the same time. Jobs that keep you away from your family. I love being with my mom. I love being with my dad. That's why I live here in Georgia. Jobs that don't let you travel. I mean, I went to so many places now since I'm an adjuster, like Mexico, Nigeria, Vegas. Went to Myrtle Beach this year. Got stung by a jellyfish. That was I still got the scars actually. So here's what you guys are going to get. All right, you guys are going to get job counseling and career coaching. You're never going to pay this amount though. 14, no, of course not. You guys have the 6 weeks claims adjuster masterclass. So again, if you need the course and coaching from me, we have 6 weeks between now and February, which is the Insurance Careers Month, to get you guys ready so you guys can apply, meet the hiring managers and more. Okay, so I'll show you exactly what you need to do as far as like your resume rewrite, how to maximize your income, how to earn while you learn, and then how to stay within the inner circles of the hiring managers. And ladies, please pay attention. You guys make the best managers, but nobody likes to train females out there. For some reason, I'm always hearing like, hey, I got kind of like shunned being a female. It seemed like they pay attention to males. Even Umar was saying that, but he likes to show, everybody, because he knows women end up being those managerial positions. I think it just is a natural way to go. Let the guys be out there sweating, working in the field, and that's what I'm gearing myself up to. So this is Albert. Albert is from Arizona. His first deployment was real chaotic. I remember getting calls from him because nobody was training him as well. You got 30 people around one trainer. Nobody knows how to do Xactimate or use the system, and you're there till like 1 o'clock in the morning, and you got an 8 o'clock appointment the next day. So your 12-hour days really become like 16-hour days when you don't have the right training. Tommy, she is in Ohio. She works as an adjuster this year. So, finally, she used major adjusters, and then she finally got access to me so I could help her close claims faster, because the more claims you close, the longer you stay on a deployment. If you're not closing claims, they know right away. They see your task list. All right, and then Mike was in New York, so he didn't have any experience at all. So he followed my instructions. He completed the course. We did his resume review. I watched his trainings. He was certified and working within 2 months doing tornadoes in Iowa and Illinois. So his training was virtual because, he lived in New York, but I still wanted to be able to help. All right, and this is Kwadani. You guys said you wouldn't be able to hear, so this is just us. We were actually able to do a lot of training here in Georgia. Kwadani works. He didn't have any experience before working with me. I put him up on the roof, and not maybe about 2 months after that, he was out working in Ohio. He came home after about 3 months, and then probably about 3 weeks later, he was right back on the deployment. He was a manager at Walmart before becoming an adjuster. So essentially, guys, anybody can do this job. Lolita, she works at Safe Light Auto Glass as an adjuster. I mean, they have adjusters too, those glass companies, repair companies. So now she's licensed in, I think, 12 states. And now she's actually working with Chase in their financial services departments. Again, guys, auto and property adjusting is at the bottom of the totem pole. It's just really a way to get your foot into the door and get better positions. This is man, I forget this kid's name. Tandon. Yeah, Tandon. He came up from Florida. We did some training too as well. And he had his truck and everything ready to go. So he's out there working as an adjuster too, and that's what I want for you guys. So if you need claims work, this work for career changers, parents, engineers, anybody from any type of background. Tandem worked in the auto industry. If you don't have experience yet, don't worry. We'll show you, we'll get you training, we'll get you verified certifications. So you got the career coaching, guys, $14,364 value. You get the 6-week claims adjuster masterclass, $2,997 value. Guys, you won't pay this, but let me think, what else do you need, right? You need company rosters, which is going to be like which firms to apply to. I'm sure I mentioned a bunch of companies that you guys have not heard of just yet. And these companies are going to be fantastic in order for you to actually get these jobs. We are going to bypass the pilots. We are going to bypass the Renfros. We are going to go straight to the companies that can put you to work and run, so you can run daily claims, okay? I know everybody wants to run daily claims, right? You guys want consistent work. I definitely had that on Do Not Disturb. So I'm going to show you how I find claims. It's not hard. I'm going to show you how to speak like an adjuster so you look like you have a lot of experience. I'm going to show you my local training hack. No matter where you live, in Georgia, Florida, or Texas, there's training around you. I'm going to show you how to get some job shadowing, either with me or with an adjuster in your area, okay? Everybody wants that, right? Right? Okay, cool. That's great, right? And then what else is awesome, guys? You get resumes into human hands. Robots read your resumes first. So I'm going to show you how to make sure your resume gets into a human hand, okay? Next, what we have is, I'm going to show you, get you, let's see. So these are companies, again, just the pays that they're doing. So you can see sometimes working right with the companies is going to be a little bit better. But like Word Law, if you guys haven't heard of them, they're paying $39 an hour. That's another great company to go work for, not just the pilots and things like that. So right now with that roster, we're looking at $19,385, but I'm not done yet. Here's what you guys also need is the course, right? So instead of doing it the hard way, remember it cost me over $1,500 to do my courses and I still didn't pass the first time. It's crazy. So I'm going to show you the supersonic way, how to complete your course in just 30 days. I have a study guide so you know exactly what you need to do on each day of the week. I'm going to show you what to watch, what to practice, and how to repeat that, guys. That way you just pass on the first time. We knock that out the way. Awesome, right? Next, we have the actual live training session. So I go over all of the math questions with you guys. So that way you can actually see. I've done a class before where, you know, people really enjoy just being able to have that interaction on the nightly or like bi-weekly or twice a week basis. At the time, I think we were doing like a class twice a week. So, you know, you get to study a little bit in between, and then you also get to work with me and study. And so with that, you know, it works for every state. It doesn't matter. It's just the system. You just plug and drop. And I show you most of the questions are the same. It's only going to be about 10 questions that relate to your state specifically. And you'll do well because you can miss like 30 questions. But we don't want you missing that many, right? What if you already have a 40-hour course? Like I mentioned, we want you to get the New York course. So if you don't have that, you're going to get the New York license. That's the next one that you really, really want to get. And if you have that one, we'll work on getting the California license so you can work California fires. in the future, okay? Oh, and then don't forget, you need Xactimate, all right? You need the video study materials, you need the practice claims, you need the sketch tutorials, so you can learn how to use it, so you can learn how to use it quick. There's keyboard shortcuts that you need, and then you can partner with your spouse, because when one person is driving to the next claim, you guys can be, the other person can be doing the Xactimate writing, okay? So again, you get the job counseling, you get the 6-week adjuster masterclass, you get the instant company roster list, you get the prep course, and you get the Xactimate training videos. Again, another value of $23,852. But don't worry, guys, I would never ask you that. So let me ask you this, guys. If all this did was replace your current income, would it be worth it? Like the income that you would be making, the $37 to $42 an hour, would it give you the kick in the butt to finally get you moving? Would it be worth it? Right, guys? Type in the chat. Let me see. I mean, would it give you the time freedom so you can travel more? Like I mentioned, I've been to Mexico, been to Nigeria, Amsterdam. I've been to London now. Let's see, I've been to Canada. I took my mom to her birthday for Canada. We were trying to get to Miami this year, but we just didn't get it, right? So I got some yeses. You know, people definitely want the time freedom to be able to spend more time with your family, okay? So I had two choices, guys. I could have went as cheap as possible and try to, you know, fit as many people as possible. But what I realized is with my time, I just can't take on everybody, unfortunately. I would love to help everybody, but all I can do is just really, really spend my time helping just a few people. So, you know, I had to look at, okay, should I go as cheap as possible? But it really wouldn't incentivize me to really stack the value, guys. So my second option was to require a little higher investment, but in exchange, I can devote more resources to guarantee your success. And then you get more time from me. So one deployment could be worth $3,000, it could be worth $7,000, it could be worth $10,000 for you. It could buy you a new car, it could get you a Gucci bag if that's what you're into. If you have health conditions, it can pay for that. Shoes, I'm a big shoe buff. I love shoes. But being in the field sometimes, like, you can't show them off like you want. You know, how much would you pay to get one high paying claim? How much would you pay to get one flood claim, one fire claim? Fire claims can pay like 10 G's easily pay, and that's like just on the building, not even the contents, okay? So, you know, again, me starting cost me nearly $8,000. I had to borrow the money from my mom, but at the time of this, I was doing nearly $12,000 a month, but this was done mainly, a lot of it was put together towards the beginning of the year, and COVID really, well, not COVID, but just this year really helped boost up a lot of, you know, a lot of work. It was a lot of work this year. So you can see why people are really, really eager to get into this career, pay up to 18,000 plus travel experience to train with experts. Again, that veteran adjuster school is 18,000. You got to go to Arizona for 6 weeks, meaning you got to take off of work, and you have to pay for lodging, okay? So you can see why what I'm going to give you is really a good deal for even 5,000. For the general public, not you guys, but the general public, is going to be $29.97. But because you were special, guys, I'm not even going to do it for $12.97. I'm gonna let you guys sign up for $9.97 today. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that like an awesome price to be able to get your course, get training, get Xactimate in, get your experiences? That way, all you have to do is go next and get work, right? So don't forget, you get the Xactimate training, but you also get Xactimate software. It's $321 a month. I'm giving it to you for free, guys, especially on your first deployment. You're going to need it. You're going to have to make that extra investment. So I'm going to open that up to you guys. No matter when your deployment is, you guys can call me and say, hey, Abahi, I need Xactimate. I'm like, okay, that's cool, John. That's cool, Edwin. That's cool, Martina. Yeah, you can definitely use our Xactimate program. Again, it's 321 now, and for the year it's like 2G. So, and they price it at this because they know adjusters make money and can afford it. So you guys will be right in the same boat as soon as you guys get that first deployment. Next, you have the option you could do nothing and not take this leap of faith, which is 100% risk-free, or you pony up this small investment today, compared to all the value you'll be getting in return, and just give it a shot. If it works, great. If not, you can ask for your money back 100% and you'll get it. I have no problems with, if I don't get you a job, I don't feel like I should owe you. Is that cool, guys? Cool. All right, so you do get, again, the 30-day guarantee. I don't care if it's day 29, 23 hours, and 59 minutes from now. You guys just let me know and we'll get you your money back for any reason whatsoever. So the real question is it worth gambling a few minutes of your time to check this out, which if it does even half of what I'm claiming it does today, will pay for itself. So as soon as you close your first claim on a deployment, you'll be happy you've done it. This career wouldn't be a word of mouth industry like career if it didn't pay so well. So you can see too, when like I was first starting out, like my account was almost like straight negative, $270 that I had in my account on August 5th. And this is not from this year, but you can see within about a month and a half, in 6 weeks, my account was at $10,584, guys, 6 weeks later. So it's really, really worth the investment. It's very, very easy to, get in and accomplish and really, really build up. So from just $270, hurting for money, and then went up straight up to 10,000 just in 6 weeks. Okay. So yeah, you could see from past students, like I have helped people, this person just said, hey, I just wanted to let you know I passed the California adjusters exam. Thank you so much for your help. Then you can also see to the left, let's see, your practice test work for sure. What are my next steps? Hey, sorry, this is from Ty. It says, I've been busy. I just passed my exam and currently looking to make a smooth transition from trucking to IA. Thank you for your help and concerns. Again, this was another student who I helped with his work. He was one of my students, Albert. He was doing $556 a day. See his check, 6 days, $3,336 he made. $3,336 from being paid $556 a day. Okay, and this is, look at the dates, guys. This is from this year, August 27th, 2020. Working with Allstate, and I don't know who the IA firm was there. All right, so again, your first deployment account, you get the job counseling, career coaching, you get the 6 weeks masterclass, but you get it for $997. You'll be able to submit training claims, shadow adjusters on inspections, attend Xactimate training again February 11th and 12th, free Xactimate training. You're going to learn construction materials from contractors. You're going to meet insurers. You're going to learn how to read policies, okay? And so for those who, the first 10 to get started right now by going to www.majoradjusters.com/yes/claims-course. For the first 10 people, you're also going to get your resume rewritten. Okay, your resume is going to be important for some of the companies that you apply to, especially if you want long-term work. If you just want to work a few weeks out of every year or every 2 years, maybe you don't need this. But if you want consistent work, you're going to have a good resume. Companies are going to ask for it, and they're going to want to be able to see that you have experience as an adjuster. So you get a resume rewrite with me for the first 10 people. Also, too, don't forget, you do get those weekly progress meetings. You get the Xactimate training videos, the thousands of practice questions, and a 40-hour course of your choice. If you already have one started, California or New York is going to be the next one that you want to get, okay? Now, you not only get your Xactimate access for a month, I'm going to give it to you unlimited for the first 10 people, because I only want to do like 20 people total for this. I'm only taking 20 people. I just can't do more than that in 6 weeks. Your Course access is going to be unlimited. You get your job hunting emails. And then if you really can and you're not working, you could definitely pass in 45 days. You don't have to wait the full 60. And then of course you get that resume rewrite with the one-on-one consultation with me. You get priority support. That means my guys have your back. And then so that the total value of it is really just priceless. And then all you essentially just going to do is go to www.majoradjusters.com. You're going to do /yes/claimsadjusters.course, and you're going to say, yes, I want the claims adjuster course so I can become an adjuster. PayPal does have an option for you guys if you want to do maybe something monthly for you. There's certain subject to credit approvals and certain terms, and you can only do it if you're in the US. But this is a great option for you guys, so you guys can still take advantage of this great offer, which I probably won't be offering again, not in this form. Okay, so you can take 3 to 5 years to get back. Most other opportunities, it might take 3 to 5 years, but with this, you'll get your money back, maybe even 5 times your money back on your first claim. Now, so here's what you do next. Again, guys, you're going to go to www.majoradjusters.com. Going to do /yes/claims-course, okay? And this offer is only good until midnight tonight. So I do like people who, have that sense of urgency. So again, you get a total value of $23,229, but I'm giving it to you today for $997. Or if it works better for you, you could do 2 payments of $549. So guys, I'm going to take some questions now. Again, I'm only taking 20 people for this. And let me just check, make sure everybody's still on Facebook Live. Everybody's still on YouTube Live. Still going, so you guys can take a second to type your questions in. And also I am going to, so I got, okay, cool. I got one order in from Letitia. Okay, that's cool. So she's getting started, so she'll be able to take advantage of that great bonus. And then we got Robert Gallo. Okay, he's on here too as well. So that's fantastic. We'll be able to take that advantage of those bonuses, including the resume bonus. And who else do we got? We have, also too, what I wanted you guys to know. So if you already started a program with me, we'll just take the difference between what you paid before and now, because we still got to get you that second course. Still got to get you licensed in New York. We got to get you licensed in California. So you choose your state. I know this is the first 50 people, but it really should just be first 10 people. If you're not located in the big city, don't worry. We can still get you licensed. If you're not good at taking tests, don't worry. I'm going to show you exactly how to pass. You don't need to be good at taking tests. You just need to be good at following directions, and that's easy. And it says a lot of people, they want to do, sometimes people want to do both the IA and the PA side. I say if you want to get into claims adjusting, you should look at appraisal, IA, PA, and what's the other one? Oh, examiners too as well. And don't forget the Xactimate writing. That's going to pay big bucks too. Okay, so what questions do you guys have? Let me know what questions you have. Some other questions I get to is how consistent, is the work? And it's really going to just based on your skills and your network, what you guys do. Make sure that you are valuable to your employer. You do have to learn how to be an adjuster to be able to have that daily work. Other things that people ask, like if you want to work in the field, because the field does pay the most, you can use a ladder assist instead of having to climb up on the roofs yourself. So if you're at a certain age or a certain weight, or you're just afraid of heights and you don't want to actually get up on the roof, that is also a good way to go. Ladder assists, I use them all the time, and companies are sending them out a lot more than they are sending out their own adjusters. So like companies like Liberty Mutual are doing that now, where they're just sending out their adjusters. Allstate is doing it. How many licenses are needed and how much do the licenses cost? Most licenses, like the average license is probably going to cost you about $100. But you don't need that many licenses. You just need the right licenses for the right states at the right time, and that's the trick. Only 34 states really require a license, so you just want to get a license in that vicinity to show you are ready to work that state. And most northeasterns, or most states that are in the northeast, don't really require an IA license. So you have to get the right license again to show that you're willing to work in those areas. So a lot of states you won't even need to get a license to go work there, but you will need a license though. Like you can't just not have a license, except for in Missouri, I think. I don't know. I know some guy that works down there, but I wouldn't recommend doing that because he finds the way he finds his work, like he can't go through a company to do it. He has to, do it himself. He's, just a one-man show. But if you're working appraisal, you do need a license for that. And you also need like certifications for water, fire, lead, mold. If any certification I was to tell you guys to get first, I mean, it's really a tie between water and lead. You just have way more water claims than you do fire claims, and lead is so simple. You want to be a lead inspector, you pay for that certification, and you have a house that was built before 1976. You got to test that house for lead, and that's $450 in Xactimate. So every time I get a call for lead, it's $450, and all you do is take a swab, like a Q-tip, you swab the paint, and then you bag it. That's it. I mean, it's so simple. I couldn't believe how easy it was to do that. So let's see. I assume traveling deployment makes the most money. Are you able to adjust locally? You can adjust locally. So the one thing that you can adjust locally without being a desk adjuster. That's correct. So the field adjusters, they're kind of big-headed a little bit because their job is to go out, do the inspection, and then they send in the information. They never have to talk to the client again. They never have to talk to anybody else. They're done. So like I said, Umar, there's actually two guys named, I think this other guy's name is like Omar Adelaide. I think his name is Umar. It starts with a U, I'm sure. Like if you try to call them after an inspection, like they get so testy, like, no, I'm done with that claim. You got to call the inside adjuster. So they do work in the Atlanta area, but you will probably have to drive down to, like, let's say a Columbus, Georgia. I've been out to Augusta for a claim. You might have to go up to Dahlonega, Georgia, which all of these are like an hour or two away from where I live. So yeah, you can work locally as a field adjuster. You can work locally as a desk adjuster. You used to not be able to do that. Also too, if let's say you don't want to travel all the way out to Augusta for a roofing claim, guess what? You hire a roofer, you do a virtual inspection, and you don't have to actually travel all that way. And then that makes it a lot simpler. You pay $150 to somebody and you have them, go out there, take a look at a roof for you. Copper Cannon, Perry, Georgia. I do that a lot for different claims. That way my travel time. Edenton. I went out to Edenton though one time for a mobile home claim. That was a very nice drive though. So, I mean, I enjoyed it. What other questions do you guys have? Definitely want you guys to remember what you're getting. You're getting that first deployment account. I got one more student coming through. Earl, he came through. Okay, so he's going to be one of my students for this 6 weeks, which is really, really cool. So we start right away, guys. Let's see who else is in there. Jonelle in Nago. I wonder, are you Nigerian at all? I do wonder, let me know, but I have quite a few Nigerians that I work with, so that's really, really cool to be able to, help people transition from being, I'm first generation Nigerian, so I have a big heart for people who are not from the US or whose parents were not from the US. D'Angela says, so many companies ask for degrees and experience using claims. Yeah, but I've never seen it matter that much if you can show you can do the job, and if you can show you have the experience. In fact, on a lot of people's resumes, I take their education off because it's just a waste of space. A lot of people don't care anymore if you have 10 plus years of experience. So I wouldn't let that hold you up. Is the master class during the day? So you'll be able to study your course on your own, but the live classes with me are right now on Mondays and Tuesdays from 8 to 8:30. Oh, I'm half Vietnamese. It's pronounced like the word no. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. So the master class, I will look into doing an evening class because I do have students in Texas and I do have students in Arizona and California, but I don't know what would be a good time for you guys. I do want to. I take a Spanish class on Wednesday nights, and then I have just workouts that I like to do. So I mean, you guys let me know what times maybe in the evenings you would want to do. After 5 o'clock. Yeah, that's not bad, but I'm thinking after 5 on the West Coast, or that would be like 8 o'clock here. So maybe on Sundays, would you guys do like a Sunday at 8? I was asking my friends, they was like, no, Sunday at 8 would be too late. Would you guys do a Sunday at 8 p.m. right between the football games? Okay, cool. So if you guys will work with me, we'll do a 1 hour training on Sunday nights at 8. And then I can't do Mondays, but maybe I don't know, maybe Tuesdays, maybe. I don't know what you guys is Tuesdays. I guess during the week, everybody's going to be a little bit different. Some people work third shift, and I don't want to do Fridays or Saturdays because you guys really should be studying. And I could have gone ice skating tonight, guys. Somebody was like, "Abahi, come ice skating," and I was like, "Oh, I got this webinar I'm going to be training on tonight." So you guys are way more important than ice skating. I could do that anytime. But maybe I'll do it Fridays throughout the winter. I don't know. Just I like to be able to make sure I can have a good, some good fun on Fridays. What other questions do you guys have? So Edward was the only one that answered to Sunday night at 8, though. If you guys want to suggest a better time, let me know. When will you offer this again? Need a little more time to submit payment? Yeah, that's a really good question. I think it won't be this exact offer, but what's today? Probably just till Monday. I mean, if you guys want to just email me like, hey, I was in your Zoom, I could maybe take a look at that. I know on the offer tonight, it ends on Monday with the resume rewrite, the Xactimate training. Don't forget, you get the level 1 and level 2 prep sessions, which are going to be February 11th from 8:30 to 10, no, from 8 a.m. to 10:30, and then from 1 to 2:30 p.m. You get the instant company roster list. You get 6 weeks of claims adjuster masterclass. You get the job counseling sessions with me, career coaching, and you get your that Xactimate first deployment account. So you'll be ready to use that right away. Would we work for or with major adjusters? So you wouldn't work for major adjusters. You're going to work for yourself. You're going to pick and choose the companies. You're going to stay independent. That way you can work for different insurers. Like if you wanted to work for, what's that company I'm thinking that starts with a G? Can't think of them, but let's say you want to work for Chubb or Pure Insurance. Pure Insurance, you have to have a $5 million house. Who wouldn't want to adjust for Pure? Right? You're only handling claims in houses that are worth $5 million. And not only are they worth $5 million, but they have to be like at least like 20% paid off. So not only do you own the house, but you actually have to be able to afford the house to have pure insurance. Chubb, you have to have $1.5 million in assets to be able to get with them. So so think about if you work at Pure, you're going to be doing probably yacht claims, you'll do house claims, you'll probably do some commercial claims. Another great company, Argo Insurance, they do a lot of commercial claims, grocery stores, commercial buildings. So you want to be able to stay independent. You know, this is basically, as an adjuster, you're running your own business, and you want to be able to just be not attached really to a certain company. But everybody's going to start differently because everybody comes from a different background, right? I had that lady, the student from Waffle House, Maribel. She became one of my students. We worked on her resume. In 3 weeks, she had a job. Because the resumes, you can translate what your skills you have. If I could get somebody from Waffle House a job, I can get you a job. Whether if you do your baked goods, if you're doing trucking, if you're in customer service, we can get you working. If you know auto, you know, we'll go through what background skills you have. Again, we can also start with the Xactimate, show you how to do that. That way you can put yourself out there, start getting work. You may have to start with maybe a Travelers or a Geico just to start off. But as you build within 3 years, then you have those options. Okay, I'm taking this claim, I'm not taking this claim. Wait till you guys also hear from Terry Freeland. He was the one, like I remember I was telling him I was getting ready for my first deployment, and I was like, oh, are you taking that one for 37? He's like, no, you know, the smaller firms pay more. So that's when I found out about small IA firms and how they do pay more, because they want you to be trained in such already. General Insurance, Safe Auto, they all use adjusters. Progressive, of course, you know, the big ones that have commercials, but Hippo, Lemonade, Jetty, they work with renters, and they do auto, they do property. Those are all companies that would definitely benefit from people like you who can help them with their insurance. Property managers, they hire adjusters. Lawyers hire adjusters. Glass companies hire adjusters. There's just nothing that doesn't touch, that insurance doesn't touch, and incidences happen. Excuse me, I almost choked. If you live in Florida or Georgia, Savannah and the port is super big now ever since Hurricane Sandy. So more ships are coming into the US through the port in Savannah. So they're looking at maritime claims adjusters, inland claims adjusters. You want to be able to work cargo adjusting. So you got to learn those things. As we mentioned, we had somebody doing aerospace engineering, aerospace. You know, they're working that field, and they're working in the insurance department, and claims risk managers, BMW, Coca-Cola. I've had videos with El Michelle. She's like, yeah, you know, go work with these corporate companies, and you get a contract. Easily pay, because she used to hire adjusters, easily pay $300,000 per contract. You can have like 5 or 6 of them. And she's like, you know, we need more adjusters in that field because these guys are retiring. I've talked to this lady earlier today. She was super busy. She started her company in 1960. Imagine how old she is now. She's going to be retiring soon. So if we can learn from her, and she works in the seafood, she does seafood claims, like, or she works like in that industry. And so she adjusts claims for them. And so I called her up today to try to figure out, you know, what's that about? And that's really what building yourself in this career is about. You start at the bottom, property, auto, and then you build yourself up by taking different certifications and learning different things. Well, not seafood claims, it's claims inside the seafood industry. And I don't know what the name of that is. So, you know, when they're pulling in fish, people get sick or maybe just damaged products. She does maritime claims adjusting. Any other questions, guys? I'm here, you know, for another 12 minutes. I'm going to be able to answer every question that you guys have about adjusting. Ask me anything. Again, you have that resume rewrite. Even if you think your resume is good, I dare you and almost double dare you to try to apply to a company. Let's say you would put your resume in for travelers and you get that personality test back. Attempt to take it. It's one of the hardest personality tests out there. I have the videos for the Geico personality test, so you can pass that. So the last payment will be due in 30 days. So what's today is the 18th. So we will go January 18th. And again, guys, Insurance Careers Month is February 1st. February 1st. We're going to have hiring managers on our calls. We're going to have other adjusters on our calls. We're going to have adjusters who are IAs and PAs on our call. We're going to talk about how to move into appraisals, what niche you want to get into. I was talking to El Michelle. She's like my career coach, really. I pay her $250 an hour, guys, just to talk to her. But she was telling me about oh man, what was she telling me about? Oh, advertising, because I'm really into I like advertising. And so she was telling me, yeah, you can find a career in that because of libel, and with things you say, people get sued. So yeah, I like her too. She has over 20 years of experience in the insurance industry. And again, she worked for BMW, she worked at TBS, and she was telling me last time we talked, she was telling me how one of these actors on the set of the movie Blade got hurt, and he filed a claim against the company and they had to pay it. So let me see. Hold on. Let me see. The Home Depot is offering, somebody just sent me a message about the Home Depot. They're offering a free virtual boot camp for careers. You'll get safety, professional, and skills training, as well as career coaching. So my friend, she's been working at Home Depot, and she just sent me that. She's the one that actually introduced me to claims adjusting too. Let me see who else we got signed up. All right, let's see. We have Akbar and Russell. Okay, cool. So we got a few more people coming through. Again, I'm going to max it out at 20 people because I can't do that many people, guys, to make sure everybody gets good quality training. I want you to be able to I want to be available to be able to answer any questions that you guys have. So Cager is in there too. I see Mark Moss is up there. Okay, good, guys. Keep bringing them in. Keep bringing them in. I want you guys to be ready for Insurance Careers Month. I was talking to my wife and she loves me being around. I have a 1-year-old. Oh, that's cool. How often would I potentially be away from home? I want to make the money, but yet my wife wants me nearby. I know, but I was in deep conversation with her. Oh, the great thing about adjusting is that you can choose your path. What I would suggest is just talk to your spouse, help them understand that first opportunity you're going to want to take. So that option is going to be a little tough, but guess what? A lot of people's first deployments was from home this year. They went out to Alabama or they went out to Texas to pick up their equipment, and then they returned home and literally worked from home. Okay, and they worked from home for like 3 to 4 months. So it may not necessarily be that you have to go out to a deployment. Things have changed now, so I think this is probably the best time to get started than ever before, because you do have the opportunity to actually work from home. They'll actually probably be sick of you, right? Because you'll never leave. So that would be like a desk position, or you could potentially work field, but field adjusters do typically have to travel. They just, it's just something that they just don't like people doing. I see adjusters from Georgia go to Texas. Texas adjusters come to Georgia. But as a desk position, that sounds like that would be one of the best ways to get started and for you. And then you can network and build up so that then you start to hear about claims come through on like a more regular basis, and then you can take local ones. Plus, if you just want to continue working the job that you're doing now, you can also build those networks and relationships, and it also start to get incoming claims that you can take because you built up that value and that trust and your education. So you might have the opportunity to work maybe 3 or 4 claims after work. Okay, other questions, guys? Let me hear what else you guys got for me. This has been really fun. I hope you guys share this with people who are looking to become claims adjusters. This is a career that was in the good old boys network. So I am dead set on busting it out of that club, breaking the glass ceilings, the glass walls. When I first started as an adjuster, I got hit with a lot of pushback. You can see on the Facebook groups, you guys are new and they're just mean. They're not helpful. They don't want you coming into this field because they know that you're vying for their position. You're young. Most people in those Facebook groups are 55 and older. They're pepper gray. Majority are males, and they just don't want you in this field. If you're young, especially under like in your 30s, they really don't want you in this field. They're going to question your experience, question what you know. They're going to tell you do this, do that, and they're never really nice. They're never really out to really offer you help, do some job shadow, do some training and stuff like that. So it says both my mother and I both have experience. That's cool. That's my issue. I'm a single mother, but I need to make some money. I'm getting too old. How old Sade is your child? It doesn't say if you have a daughter or not. But in experience in health insurance, that's going to be fantastic. Medical liability claims and workers' comps would probably be will help focus you because of your experience. So yeah, so if you're working 5, I mean, you'll have some time that you'll have to go out to maybe pick up your equipment, maybe to get that training from that company. But once you come back, in fact, there's this one State Farm adjuster, like I got to know her daughter too well. Her daughter, I think, was like 2 or 3. You could hear her in the background every single time we were on the phone. So guys, a lot of people are working from home. A lot of people are working from home nowadays. So her daughter was on the phone with us every single time. And so you just got used to it. It's just a part of life, working from home. What am I going to tell her? Like, put your daughter to sleep? Like, no, but you just be very flexible with it. So you can make this career work, but you got to get started. Nothing happens, guys, until you get the license. So don't let that stop you, because life will open up a way for you. If you commit, guys, if you commit and say, I am going to do this job, life has a way of opening up itself to you, and then you get the position and the job that fits you. And that's what I love about this industry. There's no set path. Like if you try to become a teacher, you're going to work in elementary, high school, maybe college, maybe you start your own type of school or something like that. But essentially you're going to have to go to school 4 years. You do your in-class stuff. But this is different. This, based on your experience, you'll be able to go and do anything that you want, guys. And that's why that's why I'm offering that 30-day money back guarantee. That way, if you guys don't get going in the direction that you want, you just get that back and there's no questions asked whatsoever. If I'm not helping you, then I don't want to be able to hold on to that. That's not what I'm that's not what this is about. This is 100% about getting you guys ready for Insurance Careers Month, which is in February, getting you guys in front of the right people, letting you guys know about those postings first, and sometimes even before they get posted, because that's when you really, really get the job, when they don't even have to post it and you have absolutely no competition. That's the best stuff. Technology companies are going to be using it. They use insurance all the time. You saw Target, they had that little situation happen where people got into their customer accounts. There's fraud that happens with Target gift cards, Best Buy gift cards all the time. So people need indemnification for that. So we can find a way for you. Travelers hires within Georgia. And Travelers gives you a nice car. So you guys with kids, put that car seat in the back of the car. They pay for gas. So you leave that car running in the heat and in the snow. So you have no worries. Let's see. I got this other question I'm reading real quick. So, I mean, if you're a current student of mine, just we can kind of talk offline and get you guys going too, and making sure you guys are in the right direction. Because again, all I'm doing is I'm here to help. One of the first things, especially if you're really, really hurting for money, one of the first, I'll really make sure we get you in the, we'll go with the things that will make you a return first. But the best stuff is going to come from Insurance Careers Month, being able to actually say yes to a position, being able to actually network with people who are going to have claims flowing for you versus like one-offs. And so that's what I want to get you ready for. There's many different ways that one of the reasons why I even became a PA is because the IA work does slow down. So that's also an option for you guys to get started. The appraisal work, I mean, I'm learning more about that. I'm going to have videos out about that, about how to be an appraisal, but there's lots of little different ways. I see my time stopped over here. I'm not sure how long ago it stopped. Maybe but yeah, so, we have that option for you. So this career has no no's to it. Only no is you in yourself and in your mind. There's definitely a way. Where there's a will, there's a way, and I will show you that way, no matter where you guys live, no matter what position you guys are in. If you have kids or don't have kids, I'm here to be able to help direct. I'm really creative. Helped 23 people this year get work. So that's why I'm like, let me just do 20 so we can get ready for Insurance Careers Month. And that way we can actually get people into staff positions, into daily claims, into working with smaller companies. So I'm really excited, guys. I am super duper excited. Because that Insurance Careers Month, every insurance company is working towards hiring people like you, people who are not going to be retiring in the next 10 to 15 years. And they want people so that they can train, but they're losing young people to technology. And so they had to come together. Why would insurance companies come together to build out a whole month unless they were really serious about hiring? So this is their 4th year doing Insurance Careers Month, and I'm at the front of it, already promoting it, making sure that I can get you guys some quality content, quality information, and quality connections too, so you guys can really dive into it. How long would it take to get deployed? That's a good question. Again, February and January are the slowest months for adjusters, and depending on how March goes, that's kind of like where the experienced adjusters will start to get their work, and then April things will start to trickle in too as well. But it really kind of depends on where you are. Did you get all the certifications and the right licenses that I needed you to get in order to be able to be that value to those companies? But I mean, my goal is to get you to a place where you're actually interviewing and you've made connections to those companies. And that I feel like will only take 6 weeks, because once they know you, it's not about who you know, right? It's about who knows you. And if they know Martina lives in southern at the south of Atlanta metro area, and they have claims over there, guess who they're going to call before anybody else? They're going to call Martina, because she lives in that area. I live right in the middle of the city, so they may call me for a claim right in the middle of the city, or maybe if I'm the closest one to it, they'll call me for that. So I go all over the city, but I run into adjusters who work certain areas. So the mid, like the west, northwest area of the city, they will have certain adjusters that just work that. That way you're not driving too much, and they don't have to pay you for your miles. But sometimes you do have to go a little far, Columbus, because they don't have adjusters in Columbus, Georgia. I've been to Columbus, Georgia like 4 times this year, which is about an hour and a half to almost 2 hours for me. If we sign up with you, you provide the course, we study on your own, and have weekly meetings with you, study guides, etc. That's correct. So like we'll do practice questions, we'll go over tough topics like commercial liability or like completed operations. Co-insurance is always a tricky one. And I'm taking the test again, guys, before the end of December, so that way I have all the questions fresh in my mind. Who wants that, right? So I'll be basically giving you the questions that I saw. And don't worry, guys, if you live in a different state, because 90% of the test is the same from state to state. And I take it every single year. This will be my 5th year taking it. So, and I'm like down to under an hour taking these questions. And last year I had all these questions like set up to go over with you guys, but I left like the test center and went straight to Vegas. And, I forgot what the questions are. So this year, no Vegas after that. No Vegas after the test. I'm going to literally just make a video and study with you guys. So I'll do that right before our first session together. So if you guys get the course now, it'll be more valuable for you. I know test dates. Tiara, she's like, one of the closest test dates that they had was January, I think 11th. So that's like 3 weeks out, guys. You really, you want to have your test scheduled for 30 days from today. That way, because if you wait 30 days from today to schedule, then you're going to be another 30 days out. And then that's going to put you into the middle of February. Then you got to wait for the state to give you your license. You got to do your fingerprints, backgrounds. It's just time after time. And Georgia has been really slow with getting people their licenses. It's been taking more than 3 weeks. And so, we don't want that hold up. So it's certain things I can't control. I cannot control how quick the state gets you your license back. The test is 100 questions. California is 150 questions, but you only need like a 65 or a 68 to pass California. New York is 100 questions. You need a 70%. That's if you do property and auto together. If you do them separate, I think the tests are only 60 questions each. Okay. So Florida is, I believe, 100 questions, and I think you get 2 hours to complete that. And I don't know of any other state that has any real different test requirements. Not that I can think of. So it's not a bad test. 100 questions. You'll fly through them after we get done. It's going to be real easy for you to do. Let me see. Okay, so we got 90 seconds left, guys. Oh my goodness, this time I did not know it was going to take this much time, but I really get excited about it. Really wanted to go into a lot of detail about the salary, about your opportunity, guys, because it is there, it is real, and it just doesn't have to be so far off. I'm here to guide you guys. I know it can be a struggle when you have nobody guiding you. But once you get that guidance, you're like, yes, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I believe in you guys. I know you guys have the heart to do it. So you guys just got to take that step, take that leap of faith and say, okay, I'm going to give this a chance. and take care of it and just start. And this is the way to do it. You know, again, like if we had this class 2 weeks ago, maybe somebody would be working the New York claim tomorrow. You know, we really just don't know how the weather is going to pan. But I mean, come on, 2020, has it been normal at all in anybody's life? I mean, something has been weird. I even got in a car accident myself at the beginning of the year, and I just was like, that's so strange. And then boom, everything else went weird. I got stung by a jellyfish this year. So guys, that's my time. So I hope you enjoyed this. Listen, don't forget www.majoradjusters.com/yes/claims-course. Guys, I look forward to seeing you on the other side. If you're a student of mine, I'll be touching base with you shortly so you guys can know, and we'll get you going, okay? All right, everybody, have a great night. Thank you so much for watching.